everything you do. May ihsan, excellence. May Allah give you excellence in everything you do. May Allah give you part of your name. So that's the first thing. That Sayyidina Ibrahim, his name, subhanallah, his name is special. The meaning of his name is special. Where was he born? In Iraq. Right. There's a lot of, when you do your search, there's a lot of different opinion, but the most probable, Allah knows, appropriate one, they said he was born in Iraq, in a city called Babel, which is southwest of Baghdad, at the time of the Chaldeans. When the timing, I did a lot of research, and then nobody could give you exact date. They give you usually a time frame. They said 1830 to 2030. Most probably 1900 before, not now, 1900. What's so special about Sayyidina Ibrahim in the Quran? When you read the Quran, what do you see about Sayyidina Ibrahim different than other prophets? That catch your eyes, if any. Many things. If you said many things, it's never wrong. Many things. And I'm going to share with you a couple, and we were not going to finish today. We're probably going to finish another part of his life in the next one, inshallah. He was mentioned in the Quran in 3 parts of his life. Meaning, think of Sayyidina Musa that we shared in three classes. Sayyidina Musa, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talked to us about his birth. We went in that in detail. And then when he was a young man, right? And what happened to him? And then when he got married, and then when he was prophet, alayhi salam, and then when his challenge with Fir'aun. And when you think of Moses, what comes to your mind? Usually, strength, challenges, how he stood up in front of the Pharaoh, right? And he was a strong body. Sayyidina Ibrahim, Allah mentioned him in the Quran in 3 parts of his life. As a son, and as a father, right? This is extremely interesting. The 2 sides of a man's life. As a father and as a son. No timing. If you read in the Quran, the timing is not an issue. You know, how old was he? How old his father? Where did he live with his father? This is not the issue. The issue is he with his father and he with his son. 2. And 3rd, as a member of the community. Because always what should strike your attention when you read in the Quran, the name comes in, when it comes with Ibrahim, Abihi wa qawmih. He speaks to his father and his people. So he's part of a community, and in a different ways. But these are the main 3 things. And the 4th one, as a abd of Allah, as a servant of Allah, how Allah praised him in the Quran. Allah gave him, or Allah described him, praised him in the Quran. No other Nabi, period. No other prophet or Rasul, no Nabi, no Rasul in the Quran was described the way Sayyidina Ibrahim in one of his descriptions. And I'll come to this. SubhanAllah, I'm trying to make you even more interested in it, because we all read the story, or when we mention Sayyidina Ibrahim, we don't feel this is something we don't know. But I'm going to take you deeper so we can live him in our life. And then what will I learn from the life of Sayyidina Ibrahim and bring it to my life? Or where do I need to aspire to be? He was mentioned in the Quran in 69 places. 69 places. His name, his story came in the Quran. He came in different ways. Sayyidina Musa a little bit more. Yeah, second to him. But amazingly, Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam, only 4. SubhanAllah. Right? Now, remember, numbers in the Quran is not something I should pay attention to. Right? Because the numbers is why 69, not 70? Allah has a reason. But he didn't explain it to me. It's not going to make a difference to me. The main thing is, what do I need to learn from the story of Sayyidina Ibrahim? From these 69, the scholars came in and says, these are the following criteria or incidents that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chose Sayyidina Ibrahim and made him different from all the other prophets. The first thing Allah gave Sayyidina Ibrahim, and he didn't give it to anybody else. No one, including the Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam. He was the one who built the Kaaba. Don't go deep, just what you know. But you need to think of it. The only one, he and his son, right? And Allah said this in Surah Al-Baqarah, right? وَإِذْ يَرْفَعُ إِبْرَاهِيمُ الْقَوَاعِدَ مِنَ الْبَيْتِ, right? وَإِسْمَاعِيلُ رَبَّنَا تَقَبَّلْ مِنَّا إِنَّكَ أَنْتَ السَّمِيعُ الْعَلِيمُ. Very clear ayah. There is no more than one meaning. يَرْفَعُ إِبْرَاهِيمُ الْقَوَاعِدَ مِنَ الْبَيْتِ. Ibrahim build, or he is elevating the foundations of the Kaaba, he and his son. And then made his famous dua, رَبَّنَا تَقَبَّلْ مِنَّا. Ya Allah, accept from us. إِنَّكَ أَنْتَ السَّمِيعُ الْعَلِيمُ. This is only for him. Second, only for him. And this was actually a suggestion of Sayyidina Umar to Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam, and Allah affirmed it in the Quran. Where do you pray after tawaf? Behind him, right? وَاتَّخِذُوا مِن مَقَامِ إِبْرَاهِيمَ مُصَلَّى. And take from the place, maqam is his place. What is maqam Ibrahim? It's actually his footprint. So when they were building, as it became higher up, he needed to stand up. Now he was, those days, the human being was much bigger than now, much bigger and heavier, and they lived longer, much longer than now. So he left his footsteps. That footstep is Maqamu Ibrahim. That's where we now call it Maqamu Ibrahim. Now you see it when you go to Makkah, you see it rounded and you see the gold. There was none of this. 50 years ago, this was not there, but the place was there. But we pray behind it. It's one of the sunnah of Tawaf. The only Nabi that there is a place by his name that we pray behind, and it is not something we invented, it's something Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered us. Sayyidina Umar told the Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam, why don't we pray behind this place? And Allah revealed the ayah. وَاتَّخِذُوا مِن مَقَامِ إِبْرَاهِيمَ مُصَلَّى. Third, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave it only to Sayyidina Ibrahim, not even the Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam. And this is a name we all know. One of his kunya, one of his names is Abul Anbiya, the father of the prophets. Abul Anbiya, father of the prophets. Why? Why he is the father of all the prophets? Sayyidina Nuh was before him. He, from his lineage, from his generations, all the prophets came in, except Sayyidina Nuh. Sayyidina Nuh was before him. So Sayyidina Ibrahim, every prophet, you know, you read about him in the Quran, came from him. So he's the father of the prophets, Abul Anbiya. Interesting. He has, and I'll come to his life, but from Ishaq, Isaiah, the Jewish nations and the Jewish religion came in, and all the prophets. From Ismail, only Sayyidina Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam. So every prophet came from him. And Allah said this in Surah Al-An'am. And Allah mentioned them by name. تلك حجتنا آتيناها إبراهيم على قومه نرفع درجات من نشاء إن ربك حكيم عليم ووهبنا له. Now this ayah. ووهبنا له إسحاق ويعقوب. And we gave him Ishaq and Yaqub. That's one generation. إسحاق ويعقوب. كلا هدينا, we guided them. ونوحا هدينا من قبل. And Nuh, we guided him. Who comes to the generations. ومن ذريتهما Ishaq and Yaqub, from their lineage came the following. And Allah mentioned every Nabi. داود وسليمان وأيوب ويوسف وموسى وهارون وإسماعيل وإسماعيل واليسع. All of them. There was about, this is one of the hardest ayat to memorize if you are memorizing the Quran, because all the names of the prophets comes in. So one of the status that Allah gave to Sayyidina Ibrahim, that all the prophets came from him. And I'm going to end up in saying, why do you think Allah elevated him in this? So that's number two. Number three, or that's actually number three. So number one, he built the Kaaba. Number two, اتخذوا من مقام إبراهيم مصلى. His footsteps, billions pray behind them. And we fight. What is the most crowded place when you do tawaf? The place that you say, Ya Allah, make it easy, right? It's once you get to the Hajar al-Aswad, and then once you get to Maqam Ismail, you call it Hatim. This is the most crowded area. Why? Because it's one of Hajar al-Aswad is here, but then Maqam Ibrahim is here, and everybody wants to pray behind it. And you get the guard that says, move, move, right? Because everybody wants, and everyone wants to see it. So that's number three. Number four, and this is beautiful. Allah described him in the Quran in Surah An-Nisa. وَاتَّخَذَ اللَّهُ إِبْرَاهِيمَ خَلِيلًا. Allah subhanahu chose Ibrahim to be his special beloved one. There is not a single word to translate Khalil properly in the English language. In the Arabic language, you right away, you're going to say, oh, Khalil. Wow, so what did he do to become a Khalil of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Khalil is, and I looked at it so I can translate it even more properly for all of you. The Khalil is the one who is not your best friend only, is the one who knows everything about you. And you trust him with everything. And one of the poets said a poem is talking about a woman he loves, right? He talks about a woman he loves, and he was saying something like this: you have penetrated my body like the soul penetrates the body, and that's why you became my Khalil. Did you see the point? So he's talking about a woman he loves, that you have penetrated my body in every part of my body, and that's why now you are my Khalil. Allah chose Sayyidina Ibrahim to be his Khalil. And Allah said this in Surah An-Nisa, وَاتَّخَذَ اللَّهُ إِبْرَاهِيمَ خَلِيلًا. And Allah chose Ibrahim to be his, they literally loosely translated to friend. It's not a friend. Sadiq is a friend. Khalil is much deeper. And I actually did a search, is like, why did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala specifically chose Sayyidina Ibrahim for this? And in the Sunnah, Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam said about himself also, وَلَكِنَّ صَاحِبَكُمْ خَلِيلُ الرَّحْمَنِ. They asked him, who will you choose from among us to take him as Khalil? Sahaba asked Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam. They wanted the answer, maybe you. And so they asked him, who will you choose from us to be your Khalil? He didn't say friend, Sahaba, no, Khalil, higher level. And he said, if I would have chosen a Khalil, if I would, who would be? Sayyidina Abu Bakr. وَلَكِنَّ صَاحِبَكُمْ خَلِيلَ الرَّحْمَنِ. But he said, your friend, he's talking about himself, alayhi salatu wasalam, is the Khalil, the most beloved, special with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So you look, and I really did a search. It's like, why is he Khalilur Rahman? What did he do specifically, special, that Allah gave him this honor? Yeah, actually, they say because he actually had a yaqeen in his heart that no one had it. He had a yaqeen in his heart, and Allah increased his yaqeen by showing him how Allah resurrect human beings. So here you go. And this is very interesting when you understand. When you say, I love cake, and we always talk about food because it's easy for us to understand, because we see it, right? So you say, if I had a child, of course I love my child. But it's very different when you have a child. and the child come out of you. The feeding is way different because now you are feeding it. Now you're seeing it. So Sayyidina Ibrahim asked Allah in Surah Al-Baqarah, some of you may know the ayah, what he said, وَإِذْ قَالَ إِبْرَاهِيمُ رَبِّ أَرِنِي كَيْفَ تُحْيِي الْمَوْتَى. Sayyidina Ibrahim talking to Allah and says, Ya Allah, show me, how do you bring life back to the dead? Right? And Allah asked the question, which of course Allah knows the answer. Alam tu'min? Haven't you believed? Of course Allah knows the answer. قَالَ بَلَى. Yes. وَلَكِنْ لِيَطْمَئِنَّ قَلْبِي. I want to have the real now yaqeen. Yaqeen. They call it عَيْنُ الْيَقِين. It's mentioned in the Quran. عَيْنُ الْيَقِين, you've seen it. You've seen it. No doubt. So Allah showed him this. Showed him, and you know the story, Allah told him, bring the birds, cut them, put each part of the bird on a mountain, keep the head of the bird in your hand, ud'uhunna, call the parts, comes to you, and they become back birds. Allah showed him this, and he chose him as a Khalil, because before he saw that, he has seen this. He knows this is true, had no doubt. He was the one, only, all his life, chose no one but Allah. This is why Allah chose him specifically. And this is one of the reasons why Allah tested him the toughest test, the hardest test that a human being can be tested. And we probably will talk about it detail in the next part of this series. But in general, Khalil, because he, in everything in his life, Allah was first. He was the father of Islam, but not Islam as the religion as we understand it. Not only that, he's the father of, what is Islam when it comes to Sayyidina Ibrahim? A submission to Allah. Literally every time you are or I am faced with a challenge to submit to Allah, which we face this daily. What helps me to do it is remembering Sayyidina Ibrahim. And this is how Allah described him in the Quran. Hanifa, Hanifan Muslima. Look at his description in the Quran. Hanifa, what's Hanifa? Hanif, what is Hanif? What is Hanif? Right? It's straight, but that's not enough. Straight is mustaqim. Also, it's part of it is straight. Hanifa, you don't go right, you don't go left. You don't move. It stays on the same path. Hanifa. It's not a steadfast, but as you are going, no right, no left. It's like you are on a very thin line. Hanifa, always. When Sayyidina Ibrahim's name comes in, one of the things comes to our mind, Hanifa. He never changed. He never went little bit this way, little bit this way. Now, remember the stories that you know, not necessarily the Quran as it is, but the stories you know. Think of him with his father. Think of him with his son. Think of him with his people. Think of him in the hellfire. No change. Did you see what I'm saying? No change. Nothing changed. Whether it was a fire, whether it was my father, and my father was very unhappy with me and go out, leave the house, he didn't change. Son, kill him, didn't change. Slaughter, not kill, slaughter, even harder, didn't change. Leave your child and your wife in the middle of nowhere, no change. This is specifically for him. Hanifan Musliman. This is number 4 or 5. I don't know. Some of you have the number. He was the one that Allah described him also in the Quran. Another description. Only him. In Surah Al-Nahl, last page of Surah Al-Nahl, Allah said, "Inna Ibrahim kana ummatan qanitan lillahi wa lam yakun min al-mushrikeen." Let's translate. Verily Ibrahim. Now who's speaking? Allah. Allah. Inna Ibrahim. Verily, surely, no doubt, Ibrahim. Kana was ummah. And what does ummah mean? Translated usually as a nation. That's not the only one. Ummah, and you look at the meaning of it in the Arabic language, is the person who always bring khair, always bring goodness. That's one meaning, always. And a leader of a people in every step of his life. A leader not only by speech, leader by actions. Inna Ibrahim kana ummatan, leader. Lead like a nation. He was one person, but his influence and impact on people like he is nation. Question I ask everybody: where are we as an influence with people? Ummah, can you imagine this? His influence on not only people, but on the humanity, like he was a whole nation and he was one person. Only Sayyidina Ibrahim. He had so influence. I and you are now Muslim because of Sayyidina Ibrahim. And you can imagine. Ummatan, and then he described him qanitan lillahi. Hanifan, qanitan lillah. These are usually three descriptions comes together. What's qanit? Qanit is the person who is always in an act of worship, but with submission. Who was the woman Allah described her in the Quran in this description? Sayyidah Maryam. كانت من القانتين. Qanit is the one who is always in worship of Allah, even not necessarily in action, meaning always in salah, but your heart always in a state of worshiping Allah with humility, humbleness, crying. Sayyidina Ibrahim. قانتا ولم يكن من المشركين. He never, look at this, Allah said لم يكن. He absolutely removed, never ever associated anything with Allah. This is his cornerstone description. Never. You know what never means? Neither a child, nor a father, nor a wife, nor a young baby, nor people. No one at all. Anything equal to Allah, even close. لم يكن من المشركين. That's only for him. And I'm sharing with you all the descriptions in the Quran. This is Allah, the one who created Sayyidina Ibrahim, is talking about him. Fourth criteria in the same ayah. Inna Ibrahim kana ummah. So now we talked about it. Like a nation in his influence. Qanitan, always submitting to Allah. Hanifan, straight, never right, never left. Fourth. Shakiran li'an'umih. Shakiran li'an'umih. Even look at the word Allah used. Shakiran. Shakiran is not grateful only. Persistently, continuously, as he is living, he was always grateful. And if you know the story of Sayyidina Ibrahim, there is a lot of challenges, very hard to be grateful in our understanding, right? So how can I be grateful? Allah send me slaughter your son. But Allah described him shakiran, meaning persistent. Is like there's shakir and there's a shakur. Shakiran. لِأَنْعُمِهِ. And look at the word Allah said, to all the blessings Allah gave him. And somebody, you and me, will say, what blessings, Ya Allah? Look how many times I moved. And this is one of other criteria for him. Look what happened to me. I am 86 and I have no children. Shakiran li'an'umih. Another special for him. Ijtabahu. Allah chose him. Don't you want to be chosen by Allah? Ya Allah. But to be chosen by Allah, I have to be Hanifa. Always. Lam yakun min al-mushrikeen. Never. Nothing equal to Allah. Nothing even close. No doubt. اجتباه وهداه إلى صراط مستقيم. Then he talks to Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam in the same ayah. This is in Surah Al-Nahl, end of Surah Al-Nahl. Then Allah gives the order to Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam. And this is another elevating status of Sayyidina Ibrahim. ثم أوحينا إليك. He's talking to Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam. Now we are ordering you. and we have revealed to you, اتبع ملة إبراهيم. Al-Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam, you follow his path. ثم أوحينا إليك أن اتبع ملة إبراهيم حنيفا ولم يكن من المشركين. Twice Allah, in this 4 lines of the Quran, twice He absolutely removed from him any possibility of shirk, of associating anything with Allah. Now look at you and me and all of us, right? Do we associate something with Allah? Something, right? Can I say with confidence, لم يكن من المشركين, ما كان من المشركين? So this is the bar that we need to look at. He's Sayyidina Ibrahim. One of the things also Allah gave him, that he is the only prophet that the 3 faiths honor him. The 3 religions honor him. And I'm talking about Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. And that's why they call it Abrahamic faith. Like if you are involved in interfaith, that's what they tell you. Abrahamic faith. Why? His name, look at his name, continuously, persistently is mentioned in everywhere. Why Abrahamic faith? And especially Judaism and Islam. Judaism, they absolutely honor Sayyidina Ibrahim like we do. Like we do. I'm sorry? Right, but the reason I didn't use monotheism, I used Abrahamic faith because it is related to him. It's related to him, and they honor him like we do. Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. Only prophet. Look how many things Allah chose for him. Something very special and dear for all of us. Maybe, inshallah, if not all of you, Ya Rabbi soon. When you go to Hajj, which footsteps you follow? Sayyidina Ibrahim. Why do we slaughter the animal? Why do we cast the pebbles? These 2 specifically. Why? Sayyidina Ibrahim. Al-Hajj, all the steps of the Hajj is we are absolutely following the footsteps of Sayyidina Ibrahim, especially the 2. They slaughter the animal and then they cast the pebble. One of the criteria Allah gave him, repeated in the Quran, he was the first human being on this earth that have migrated outside his town. First one ever. See how many first Allah gave him. So where was he born, we said? He was born in Iraq, in Babel, right? And he got married to his first wife, and his first wife's name is Sarah, Sayyidah Sarah. Who was she? His cousin, right? No children till age. He married her, she was 65. And he was 10 years older than her. Now, again, you have to imagine the time and age these days, not us. People lived way longer, right? Sayyidina Nuh, how long he called his people to believe? How long? Not, right? You say it the way our Quran said it. 1,000 years minus 50. That's how Allah said it. ألف سنة إلا 50 عاما. 1,000 years minus 50. Just calling people. So people used to live much longer. So 65 was Sarah when she married Sayyidina Ibrahim. He was 10 years older. Then what did they do? They moved. That's the first hijrah. Where did he go? Where did he go? He moved 4 places. Palestine. He moved to Palestine, right? Now, I need you just to imagine how long is that? From Iraq to Palestine, walking, of course, there was nothing these days, right? And he went to Palestine. Then what happened? Sayyidah Sarah did not have children, could not bear children. She had a helper, Amma. Who was it? A Sayyidah Hajar. So she told him, marry her. You need to have a child. So she married her, and she got pregnant, and she delivered Sayyidina Ismail, right? Now, after she delivered Sayyidina Ismail, woman, so of course she started to have, exactly, uncomfortable. Now he has a child from her. So she said, you know what? This is very tough to live together. We need to move. You need to move. He moved. Second hijrah. Second time he's migrating. Where did he go now? With Sayyidah Hajar or Sayyidina Ismail? Where did he go? Makkah. Nothing. Nothing. Not like there is some places and then there is desert. Nothing. Not even Kaaba at all. There, what happens? You all know this story. I need you to live it. Left her. Left her. Baby. And the mother. Look at us. If they leave us now outside, we get so scared. Right? And this is all around us. Subhanallah, wallah la ilaha illa hu. This is why لَقَدْ كَانَ فِي قَصَصِهِمْ عِبْرَةً لِأُولِي الْأَلْبَابِ. Allah said it in Surah Yusuf at the end. After the beautiful story of Yusuf, which we are going to come to it for sure one day, at the end, last ayah, Allah says, in their stories, there is admonition and there is lessons for those who comprehend. The stories in the Quran, not just a story. Like, look at that. So he left. Where? Went back. And where did he go now? They go to Egypt because there was nothing left in Palestine. They went through famine. So he went to Egypt. From Egypt, back to Makkah. From Makkah, back to Palestine. And where did he die? Well, nobody knows for sure, but they think most probably he passed away in Palestine. That's where Hebron is there. Why it's called Al-Khalil, Madinatul Khalil. This is the name in Arabic. Hebron is in the English and the Hebrew. But in Arabic, it's Al-Khalil. Why? Because his name is his nickname is Al-Khalil. Now, why his name is Ibrahim al-Khalil? Now you know. وَاتَّخَذَ اللَّهُ إِبْرَاهِيمَ خَلِيلًا. So he was the first one who actually traveled, migrated, and he said it in the Quran. قال إني مهاجر إلى ربي. I love this ayah. إني مهاجر إلى ربي سيهدين. I am leaving you. I'm going to go to my Lord. He's going to guide me. He didn't know where and what will happen. Just left. Left. Yes, sure. Yes. No, not Sayyidina Ibrahim. That's Sayyidina Musa. So he married Sayyida Sarah. And then he married Sayyida Hajar. After she delivered Ismail, within a year, Sayyida Sarah got pregnant. Subhanallah. He was 86, Sayyidina Ibrahim. And she delivered Ishaq, Isaac, who from his son is Yaqub, Jacob. His son, Sayyidina Yusuf. So all the other prophets came from this line. Sayyidina Ismail came from Hajar. After Sayyida Sarah died and Sayyida Hajar died, he married, in one, I read one, and then in another place I said 2. And he had 8 children afterward. But from only these 2, the whole prophethood and prophets came. These 2. Subhanallah. Look how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala choose. Sayyidina Lut, what was his relationship with Sayyidina Ibrahim? His nephew. Sayyidina Lut is his nephew. It should bring now, alhamdulillah, now you're gonna, inshallah, when you read the Quran, when you say Sayyidina Lut, almost always pay attention. When the story of Sayyidina Ibrahim is mentioned, next is Sayyidina Lut, right? And then when the angels came to Sayyidina Ibrahim, what did they say? We are destroying the people of Lut. Why? Same time. One of his names and characters that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also honored him with, he was extremely generous. Kareem. He was very generous. Because of his generosity, who were his guests? Now you have it in the Quran, right? The angels. And the angels, when they came, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted us to learn many lessons, but one of them is his generosity. Through what? What did he bring them for food? But what kind of a lamb? And what kind? Thin, small? Sameen, big. And this is more than one time in the Quran, subhanAllah. It came Sameen, came Hanid, subhanAllah. Big, huge, brought it, roasted, gave it to them. He didn't know them. Generosity. Think of you and me. Someone knock on the door. You don't know them. Muslims. You don't know them. Your neighbor. Why did they knock on the door? What do they want from me? Subhanallah. And he didn't know them, right? He didn't. قَالَ قَوْمٌ مُنْكَرُونَ. And this is, Allah said this in Surah Al-Hijr. You are people, I don't know you. They said, don't worry. We came to give you the glad tidings that you will be a father. And he brought the lamb. That's when Sarah, Sayyidah Sarah, was given the glad tidings she will have Sayyidina Ishaq. And Allah said this in the Quran. Also something special for him, that he was generous. Something special for him. His dua was always mustajab. And there is a famous dua in the Quran. In Surah Al-Shu'ara, he turned to Allah and says, وَاجْعَلْ لِي لِسَانَ صِدْقٍ فِي الْآخِرِينَ. Make me, after later generations, they always remember me. Lisan al-sidq, meaning people when they speak about me, look at us now. This is thousands years later. When they speak about me, they always praise me. And praise me truthfully. Truthfully. That's also Allah gave it to him. Sayyidina Ibrahim. Subhanallah. I'm coming to this and now you just said it. Exactly when we do our salah. Right? And it is one of the arkan of the salah. Right? Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin. Or Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin abduka wa rasuluh. Kama sallayta ala Ibrahim. Innaka hamidun majid. The only Nabi from everyone mentioned in the Quran and the others who are not mentioned. We don't know how many prophets there are. They were. But Allah chose them. As-salawat specifically for him. That's now you can probably start feeling why he was a nation. Ummah, nation. Then you look at this and you say, his goal in life, you look at him as a father, you look at him as a son, you look at him as a caller to Allah. He had only one goal. And he did not ever in the Quran, when you read the way he speaks to his people, always rational and calm. Talking to his father, and his father got so upset with him, calm and rational. Talking with his son and telling him, I am going to slaughter you, right? Calm and rational. Talking to his people, right? Very calm and very rational. Subhanallah. And focused, this is how I say it, focused on one thing. What is the one thing he's focused on? Hanifa. Hanifa. The focus in life is Allah is my priority, is not my priority, is Allah and only. For Sayyidina Ibrahim, you and me were struggling to make Allah priority. Sayyidina Ibrahim was Allah and only, nobody else. Everything else was different. Sayyidina Ibrahim. I will probably start a little bit mentioning him as a son. And it is where? It's in Surah Maryam. After Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about Zakaria, Sayyidina Zakaria, talks about Sayyidina Maryam, comes to him. وَاذْكُرْ فِي الْكِتَابِ إِبْرَاهِيمَ. Two criteria. إِنَّهُ كَانَ صَدِّيقًا نَبِيًّا. إِنَّهُ, verily he is. Now see how many criteria Allah described him. But this is in Surah Maryam. Saddiqan. Think of Sayyidina Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. What's so special when you say somebody is Siddiq? Always truthful. That's true, but that's part of it. Actually, this is second. He always believed. As-Siddiq is the one who believed without seeing. Why Sayyidina Abu Bakr, his name is As-Siddiq? His name, nothing, his kunya. Why? Because he believed in everything Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam said and he didn't see it. You know the famous statement when they, after Al-Isra wal-Mi'raj, they came the mushrikeen came to him and said, Sahibuka, your friend, look what he's saying now. Now you need to feel this. Look what he's saying now. Now he says he, in the night, moved to Jerusalem, and then he went up to heaven and he came back. Can you think of this? Like before planes, right? So look at Sayyidina Abu Bakr. Very calmly, he said, I believed him when he said, Allah sent him the Quran and Jibreel. Of course, I believe he went to Jerusalem and went to heaven and came back. This is why he's a Siddiq. Sayyidina Ibrahim, Siddiqan Nabiyya. Why Siddiqan? Because he believed in Allah before anyone. Hanifa, always. Nothing made him change, move, weaker, stronger, straight. You know, like when you put, think of this, if you ever see, if you listen to something or you're taping something and you see the voice go up and down, right? Go up and down. That's not Sayyidina Ibrahim. Sayyidina Ibrahim is flat. Didn't change. Nothing. Nothing goes up, nothing goes down. إِذْ قَالَ لِأَبِيهِ. Now the discussion with father. And this is actually, scholars teaches you, if you want to learn how to call people to Islam, study deeply two Anbiya in the Quran. Sayyidina Musa, his discussion with Fir'aun, the one I shared with you in Surah Al-Shu'ara, and Sayyidina Ibrahim, his discussion with his father. His father. قال يا أبتي. Look, number one. يا أبتي, my dear beloved father. Kafir. Right? And rational. Remember I told you rational. لما تعبد ما لا يسمع ولا يبصر ولا يغني عنك شيئا. Why do you? Questioning, fear. Isn't fear? Like, why do you eat? Why do you like tea? I'm asking. And you say, I love it because. Ya abati, why do you worship? Something doesn't hear, doesn't listen, does not benefit you, does not harm you. One. Two. Of course, he can read his father. So what do you think the father will say? Imagine you are talking to your parents, to your mother, to an elderly person. The next feeling in that person, elderly, will say, so what do you know? Like, how old are you? I delivered you 10 years ago, right? Then immediately he responds, Sayyidina Ibrahim, Ya abati inni qad ja'ani min al-ilm ma lam ya'tika. Daddy, exactly, my dear father. Abati in the Arabic language is when you really are loving someone. Like you say, abati, ya abi, ya abati. Inni qad ja'ani min al-ilm. I came to learn something you don't know. He didn't say you're ignorant, you know nothing. You're a mushrik, you're a kafir, you're going to Jahannam. Right? ما لم يأتك فاتبعني, follow me. Just follow me. Exactly when you read it, this is exactly how you read it, and you can, as if you can hear it. يا أبتي إني قد جاءني من العلم ما لم يأتك فاتبعني. Just follow me. And then, يا أبتي إني أخاف. I am so worried about you. يمسك عذاب من الرحمن. It's very interesting, the word الرحمن. I'm so worried that you will be punished by the most merciful. Did you see what he's trying to say? Allah is merciful, but he can punish. Right? فَتَكُونَ لِلشَّيْطَانِ وَلِيًّا. Then you will be friend of shaitan. Four ways of calling his father. Till now the father didn't respond. Next the father will respond. If you read the Quran, no response yet. And يا أبتي لا تعبد الشيطان. Do not worship shaitan. إن الشيطان كان للرحمن عصيا. Oh my daddy, please don't worship shaitan. Shaitan, he didn't say shaitan will curse you. Your life will be miserable. It's all related to Allah. Remember I told you, he is Hanifa. إن الشيطان كان للرحمن عصيا. Nothing about me. It's not about me, Ya Allah. Ya daddy, shaitan is the enemy of Allah. See, there's no Ibrahim in here. There's no me. There's no I. What does the father say? What it says? لَمْ تَنْتَهِ يَا Ibrahim. If you're not going to stop this nonsense, this is exactly لَأَرْجُمَنَّكَ. I am going to cast you. وَأَهْجُرْنِي مَلِيًّا. Leave. This is his first move. Leave. Go. What did he say? Okay, I'm leaving and you're going to go to Jahannam. No. سأعتزلكم وما تعبدون من دون الله. I'm going to leave you. I'm going to leave you with what you are worshipping with Allah. وَأَدْعُو رَبِّي وَأَدْعُو رَبِّي. And I am going to pray to my Lord. What? What? So he can guide him. عَسَى أَلَّا أَكُونَ بِدُعَاءِ رَبِّي شَقِيًّا. And I pray to Allah that He will respond to my dua. That He will respond to my dua. This is a nice way of saying, Ya Allah, don't not respond to my dua. Don't make me miserable by not answering my dua. That's the son. That's the son with the father. And he kept making dua for him till he died. When he died, فَلَمَّا تَبَيَّنَ لَهُ أَنَّهُ عَدُوٌّ لِلَّهِ تَبَرَّأَ مِنْهُ. Once he died, that's it. Because when you die as a mushrik, done. When you die as a kafir, as a person who doesn't believe in Allah, nothing will change afterward. Then, no more dua. And Allah said this later on in the Quran, فَلَمَّا تَبَيَّنَ لَهُ. When he came to know that he is the enemy of Allah, تَبَرَّأَ مِنْهُ. You're not my father anymore. And alhamdulillah, we will end up with this, the most beautiful description of Sayyidina Ibrahim in the Quran, which is the title of the class was today. Inna Ibrahim la'awwahun halimun munib. Inna Ibrahim lahalimun awwahun munib. Inna Ibrahim la'awwahun halim. Allah said it in different places. Halim, forbearing. Sabir, does not lose his temper. Always patient. But Allah is the beautiful one. What is Allah? Allah, when you say if you repeatedly say you are Allah. Right? But why do you say Now, normally people say when they are in pain or when they are going through difficulty. Right? No, not Sayyidina Ibrahim. Hanifa. When he remember Allah, when he is in his salah, when he is in his private moments with Allah, he is so much in passion and so much in feelings and emotions that it starts coming out. You know, when you miss someone, when you're in love with someone, it's like, I miss them. Allah. That's how Allah described him. Subhanallah. What a human being was he. What a human being was he. Subhan. That's why, and this takes me to what our Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam was. Alayhi salatu wasalam. Where he is number one and Sayyidina Ibrahim number two. Subhanallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us of those who read, learn, listen, and follow and learn and practice. Ya Rabbi Ameen. جزاكم الله خيرا. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك. أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت. أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. صلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه تسليما كثيرا. We'll continue part 2 inshallah, not next week, the week after بإذن الله. جزاكم الله خيرا. Next Tuesday, we will have Sheikh Hamza, and I will introduce him only, and he will talk about keys to successful marriage. The rights and the obligations of husbands. That's not only like next Tuesday.